Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. You guys, I am back. It feels good to be back. I am sorry that I have been gone so long. Honestly, it wasn't intentional. I was just exhausted. Like, I was really tired, so I needed a little break. But I'm back now and I missed you guys. I hope you guys are excited to see this video just like I am. So yeah, let's get into the video. If you guys haven't heard or noticed, you guys probably have by now, because I wanted to get this video a lot earlier, but that didn't happen. So if you don't know, Robinhood came out with drip, and honestly, when I first heard about it, I was super excited because that's why I wanted to open my IRA with M1 Finance, because they had the drip option. I know other brokerages have that option as well, but specifically I was looking at M1 Finance and I really love that they gave you that feature on there. So when Robinhood came out with drip, I was like, yes, perfect. Like, this is the best thing that could have ever happened. So yeah, needless to say, you guys, I was really excited about the drip feature being added to Robinhood, and I wanted to go through the pros and the cons of using drip, and just so that you guys know what you're getting into if you choose to turn on that feature or not. I want to let you guys know that if you see me looking down and over here, it's because I had some notes down here on my laptop, so don't mind that. I'm just, checking back on myself because I don't want to give y'all no nonsense, okay? For those of you who don't know what drip means, it's an acronym for dividend reinvestment plan. So basically, it's exactly what its name is. You're basically reinvesting the dividends into buying more stocks instead of, cashing out on it or living on it or whatever you so choose to do with it. Let's just jump into the pros and the cons of using drip right now. For one of the first pros for using drip is that it increases your shares of stocks without any fees. Now, for those of us using Robinhood, this doesn't really apply because Robinhood is a commission-free app. So for anybody else that's using another app, when you normally on other brokerages, when you choose to buy a stock, they charge you a fee in order to buy that stock. But when you're investing using drip, you basically cut out that, because the dividend automatically gets reinvested without you having to pay that fee to buy a whole new share, if that makes sense, which saves you money in the long run, because if you were charged every single time you had to buy a new stock, that can add up pretty quickly. So that helps when you don't want to pay somebody just to buy a stock. Benefit number 2 of drip, basically streamlining investing in stocks. So like I said, with drip, it's dividend reinvestment. So all of that money that you're collecting through dividends are automatically being used to repurchase stocks. And another good thing about that is because you can also purchase fractional shares of stocks. So instead of, because I know dividends are usually less than $1 if you're a beginner like myself, or if you have a ton of money, obviously it's much more. But for people starting out, dividends aren't usually the full value of one whole share of a stock. So by you being able to put that, those few dollars to work without having to wait to buy a full share of stock, that is amazing. That is really amazing. I know some people aren't really fans of fractional shares, but I mean, it's better than having to just hold your dividends until you can, you know, until you can buy a full share. It puts it to work right away. So bonus tip right there. I guess another tip for another pro of using drip is that you basically are using the power of compound interest. Compound interest is your best friend anywhere you can get it, you know? So basically, like I said, you're putting that those funds to work, and every time it builds up on itself, basically. So you're getting more shares than you had before, as well as more dividends than you had before, because you're buying more shares. So it's like a win-win situation in that case. So definitely a good thing in that sense. Now, onto the cons of drip. There aren't that many cons. I still feel like, I'm still going to say nonetheless, even though there are cons, I do feel like drip is still worth doing. So I'm just gonna tell you guys the cons, because I'm not gonna, like, you know, give you guys the good without the bad. So let's get into it. Okay, so con number one with drip is that when you are reinvesting your dividends, it kind of takes away from you using the dividend. Like, you kind of like, let's say for an emergency or something, you may need that extra income to do something, and if it gets reinvested, I mean, of course you can sell the stock always, but that kind of defeats the purpose of drip in a sense. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, it kind of takes away from you using that extra income if you needed it. So just something to think about as well when thinking about using this feature. Con number two would be the fact that would be timing, I guess. That's the best word I could think of right now. Sorry. But yeah, it would be timing. I know sometimes, you know, you may not want to buy a certain stock at a certain time because maybe you feel like it's overvalued at that point in time. And with drip, obviously it's going to just automatically reinvest it into the stock whether it's overvalued at that time or not. So that might be a con to you as well. For me, it doesn't really matter because I'm kind of doing this for the long term, but I know timing is like a huge thing for some people, so it might be important to them. So that's another thing to consider. The last con about drip, which may not be really so much a con about drip, but just about investing in stocks in general, is that even though you are reinvesting that money into stocks itself, that dividend that you're collecting is still considered taxable income. So, I mean, which isn't really drip's issue, so to speak, but just a tax issue. But in case nobody knows, I just wanted to put that out there. So that was kind of con number three, kind of not really a con, but still something that is important to know in my eyes. So yeah, guys, those are all the tips I feel like, well, that's a whole breakdown of the pros and cons of drip, but I thought was important for you guys to know. I hope this video helped a lot. Please be sure to, I need to stop saying please be sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to let me know what you guys want to see, and each one teach one. We can all grow together if we help each other out. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.